Hello friends, I am Ashutosh Kumar from ZerOOne. Today we'll study about loop instructions in this tutorial. Okay, what does a loop mean? Loop means doing something repeatedly, okay? So why we require this? Okay, we will see why we require this loop instruction. Whenever we want a work to be done repeatedly, then we require this loop instruction. Okay, imagine you have to add two numbers. Okay, suppose I want a setup such that two numbers are entered. This is your output screen. Say 2 and 3 are two numbers. You have entered 2 and 3 and the output is 5. Again you want to enter two numbers, suppose 4 and 5. Your output is 9. Okay. And you want it to be done 5 times or 10 times, say 15 times. So how would you do this? One way is that you are taking input and then printing it, again taking some input and printing the output. So this is not a smart way to do. Okay, one more example. Suppose we want to print high 30 times. Okay, then if we do not know about loop instruction, what we would do, we would write printf high 30 times. We have to write this statement 30 times. So now this is a bit messy. Okay, we do not do this, and this is solved by loop instructions. We'll see how instructions help us in achieving this goals. Okay, so before we advance our tutorial on loop instructions, let us know what are the loops that are provided in C. One is while loop. Second is do while loop. Third is for loop. Okay, so in this tutorial we will learn about while loop, and successively in the next tutorials we will learn about do while and for loop. Okay, so now let us jump to while loop. So the general syntactical structure of while loop is like this. We write the keyword while, and with the parenthesis we have condition here. Okay, and then we open the scope, that is opening it by curly braces, and we have statements. Say statement 1, statement 2, and then we close the braces. Till this condition is true, this statement are going to be executed. Okay, so condition is true, this will execute, again this will execute, again this will execute, until this condition becomes false. Okay, so we will realize this through a simple example. Okay, now consider the previous example that I told you about adding two numbers. Okay, so how would we do using while loop? Void main, say int a, b and c, and then I write int I equal to 0. Okay, and then I write while I is less than 10, scanf percent d. Okay, let me take input in a single line, space percent d, ampersand a comma ampersand b, and then we have taken the input of a and b. C equals to a plus b, and I write here I plus plus, printf %d and then c. Let me provide a backslash n so that output is readable, and then I plus plus, closing the while loop and closing the main function. So see how we are doing it. We have declared three variables a, b and c. We have initialized I, and now I is 0, so it will check I is less than I is 0, so 0 is less than true. Yes, 0 is less than true, so it will return a non-zero value. I less than 10, I is 0, so it will return a non-zero value. So this condition is true. So if it is true, the statements will be executed. What is the statement? Scanf. Then we will be prompted to give input. Suppose we give 2 and 3. Now C equals to AB. So in C, 2 plus 3, that is 5, will be stored. Okay, and then we printf %d backslash n. So what will be printed? 5 and a new line. And now what we are doing, we are incrementing the value of I. So now the value of I is 1. Okay, so again the control will go to while loop. Now see, I is less than 10. Yes, it is true. Again these statements will be executed in sequence. Again we will be prompted to give input, suppose 5 4, and then the output will be similarly 9. Now the value 5 will be 2. Again this 2 will be checked against this condition. Again it is true. Similarly, doing it repeatedly, when I becomes 10, see 10 is less than 10, no, it is false. Okay, so when we come at this point, our condition fails, so this becomes a 0. This statement returns a 0 0. So when this statement returns 0, these statements are not going to be executed, and this way we achieve this. Imagine if we do not apply while loop, how messy it would be, isn't it? So this was about while loop. Now consider another example. Suppose a friend of yours says to print hi 10 times. Then how would we do this? See, void main, okay, int I equal to 0 while I is less than 10, printf hi backslash n. See, this is the very simple example. I will be 0, condition is true, I will be printed. Okay, one more thing that I should mention here is I plus plus. If I do not write this, then we won't be able to come out of this loop and we will fall into infinite loop. And I will discuss about infinite loop just after sometimes. I will discuss this one. Okay, so what happened? I is 0, so 0 is less than 10, the condition is true, this will be executed, and then I will become 1. Again the condition will be checked, so again now I is 1, 1 is less than 10, it will be executed. Similarly, on the same way, high will be printed 10 times, high, and when the value of I becomes 10, then this will be checked. 10 is less than 10, no, it is false, so it will return a value 0. And while loop, the statements in the while loop will not be executed. Okay, what will happen if I do not put a I plus plus here? Okay, what will happen if I do not put I plus plus? Suppose if I do not put I plus plus, what will happen? I is 0. Okay, so 0 is less than 10, I will be printed. Again I is 0, it will be printed, and as many times it will go repeatedly. Why? Because never the value of I is incrementing and it won't cross 10, so it will be still to 0. So we will fall in an infinite loop and high will be printed till stack overflows. Okay. Okay, if you are unfamiliar with this term stack, don't worry, for now consider till we do not run out of memory, this will be printed. So this was the idea of while loop. Okay, now say I write like this, I'm just writing the while loop portion. Okay, while 1, printf hi. See, again this is an infinite loop. Why? We have made this argument 1. Okay, this argument is 1, means this is always true. So always printf will be printed till the stack overflows. So any non-zero value if we put here, it is going to make us fall in an infinite loop. Okay, so if I write while 0, it is never going to be executed. Why? Because this is false. Okay, so this was about the while loop. Okay guys, so thank you for watching my video. In next video tutorial we shall learn more about loops, and we'll see about do while loops and for loops, and at the end of the looping instruction tutorials we'll see some examples. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe our channel.